Hello. In this video, I will show you how to make a simple application using the Pyronome platform. Let's start. First, I have to sign into the Pyronome and log into the system. Let me show you what I am planning to do in this project. In this project, I want to display a line chart based on dates and values on these dates. When I'm done, I'll have a line chart called a history chart, and will be able to make changes on the list of the relevant points as you see. Let's create our first project. I enter the project name as History Chart and fill in the required information in the project creation form. I prefer using Laravel Vue.js technologies and Admin LTE as the admin panel in this project. I am typing Admin LTE in the search field and installing Admin LTE Vue.js and Laravel available in the list after the search. After choosing and installing the technologies, I need to define the project model based on the selected technology. In the application, I want to create a model for chart list where the previously recorded history charts are stored. I need a different model where the data points on the charts are kept, so I need two models. The first of these models is the history chart. I enter two words history and chart concatenated. And this is how I specify the title value as history chart. I try to predict what properties will be available in models at this stage. Later, I can add new properties and modify existing properties. In here, there is a title of the history chart. This will be short text. I want to add a variable that defines the history chart as enabled or disabled. The reason for using this variable is not to display the charts on the home page, which are not active. I am adding a checkbox and naming it enabled. If you notice, I write the model names in the camel case, that is, the first letter of each word is uppercase, and fill the property names in all lowercase characters. You can write it any way you want, but must ensure that using spaces, punctuation characters, and a number as a first character are not allowed. The existing rules of the target programming language may be preferred, so that you will not have any problems when you translate your application model into this particular programming language. Let's make the title of checkbox enabled. Let's also add a description property as long text. Let's drag enabled to the top. I created my first model. I want to define another model in which I will define all the points on the chart. Let's give history chart point as a name to this model. Now I will add a checkbox as the first property. I added a variable that specifies whether the point is featured or not. This variable will do the following. If true is selected, the point name will be displayed above the related point. If not, the point will be shown. Point name. Point date. Or let me say point title instead of point name. Now, I'm going to get the value of the point value, which will be the number. Now I have determined the points belonging to the history chart point. But I also need to specify which history chart this point belongs to. Here there is an option called Class Selection among the available options. When I choose this, I can choose from any class in my current model. Here let's call the variable history chart with underscore between two words. The class is history chart. Display template is how it is displayed. I will show it with its title. If there was another property, we could call it a title or name and display it like this. Multiple selection will be false. More than one selection cannot be entered. I enter the model property filter as deleted equals false. I wrote an expression for this property to show the undelete ones. I am entering JavaScript-like expressions to select available records. Alternatively, it can be also specified as, for example, as deleted equals false and enabled equals true. I will not state it this way now and prefer to do it like this, because even if it is not enabled, that history chart can be selected. Now I have defined the models. After I defined the models, I clicked the Commit Changes and save my model. Now the model was saved. The pattern had been already selected. I continue with the source code generation phase. After modifying the model or the set of patterns, the code generation is automatically initiated as soon as you open the source code page, and the system starts to generate code immediately. The code generation process is completed based on the model you have determined and the selected pattern or patterns. Now the code generation process has been completed. Let's check what we chose. Here see admin LTE, Vue.js, Laravel. Now I'm looking at what the system has created. Yes, I can easily see that the directory structure is the same as the Laravel framework directory structure. Here the platform has generated the necessary files and handy admin LTE classes that can be used in the development process. The platform also has generated the models I created on the model page. When we look at these models, we can see the model properties are added and the structure is constructed based on my model definition on the model page. The property values I added here, the list of those property values and the additional class method to be used in the system, have been added to this model file as they should be. As it draws your attention, there are snippets here, and I will talk about them later. Snippets are used to inject custom code into the generated files. Besides that, since this is a sample MVC web application, the required controllers and APIs have also been generated. Next to that, for instance, let's enter the history chart class file. The properties and methods have been generated as they should be. Besides, when you enter the pattern page, we see that files are generated related to admin LTE. We see that files are generated related to the Laravel framework. Let's also check the Vue.js framework codes. To check the related Vue.js framework codes, let's look under the Resources folder under the Source folder on the source code page. We place Vue.js related files in a Laravel-specific directory structure to harmoniously use the existing Laravel mix and other components. Here I entered the JS folder under the Resources folder. There is a directory called admin LTE in it, and within that folder, there are roots files and Vue.js related files generated as they should be. In the root file, roots have been generated. In addition to the general roots, for example the admin LTE roots and the general Vue components, the components specific to my model have also been generated. And necessary assignments have also been added to the code. The components are generated according to a certain directory structure. For example, let's enter into the models. Here there are default and custom directories. The reason for having the custom directories is, for example, when you want to change the detail page in the history chart folder under the default folder or add something there, you can adapt this detail page according to your requirements. To achieve this, you copy the content of the detail page and then paste it to the custom folder. Then you add that definition to the roots custom.js file under the admin LTE folder. The system checks the default and custom roots individually. If the default root has a root in custom, it uses the custom root, so you can easily show the page you have created or designed in a very simple way. If we enter models, we can see history chart and history chart point edit view file. With all its variables. As you can see, history chart is generated as a select element. When we look at the source code, the codes generated are like this. If you like this video, please press the like button below and subscribe to the Pyronome YouTube channel for more tutorial videos. Also, you can visit pyronome.com for further information and follow Pyronome on other social media platforms for the latest news.